So let's face it, we're not solitary creatures by nature. Sure, some of us prefer to be alone, but I'd say a lot of us enjoy some intimate company. And I'm sure some of you can relate to thinking occasionally how nice it would be to be in a relationship, or hell, even going on a date now and then. But it's hard, right? I mean, you have to get the courage to talk to them and then get to know them and then ask them out. Or she might just reject you outright. Or she might think you're in a relationship after 2 dates. Or you might try to go too fast and turn her off completely. There are so many possibilities. Multiply those kind of problems you have by maybe 100, and you have the booty call problem. The term booty call has actually become quite popular of late thanks to things like How I Met Your Mother and Bridesmaids. There's a scene specifically in Bridesmaids where the main character Annie is brought into her beau's bed and she's put into different contorted positions so he can orgasm faster, and then she's kicked out the next morning. Now, I love Bridesmaids. I thought it was a terrific film, but I thought that scene was a very narrow interpretation of what a booty call actually is. For instance, it paints a picture of a booty call being only for a man's enjoyment and is always initiated by a man. I have been jumped more than once by a girl who simply wanted to roll in the hay with me and vice versa, and I can tell you as well that we did not want a relationship the next day. So why go for casual? Why not try dating again? Well, me, from a slightly different angle, I'm really not ready to call anyone my girlfriend again because the last girlfriend I had was a really awful experience. But that does not mean that I want to stop having sex. So what do? Well, it's actually pretty simple. You try to find someone who's also interested in casual sex. This is where it gets complicated. Would you like to get to know this person first, or would you prefer they be a stranger to you? The plus side of knowing someone is that you might be a bit more intimate with them and you might be able to have more enjoyable sex. The downside is, of course, that one day you may realize that you love them. Which is fine if you want to date them. If you want to date them, go ahead. But if you want to continue just having casual sex, that is a no-no. The plus side of not knowing someone is that you're almost guaranteed not to get attached as long as you keep it casual with them. But there is a risk of other things, namely sexual diseases. I've actually been in that situation where a hot girl is naked in front of me and I don't know her that well, and she's like, yeah, it's all clear, you don't have to use a condom, it's fine. And I went ahead and did it, but realistically, I didn't know this girl. And I really shouldn't have trusted her so easily, but she was there and she was naked and she wanted me, and I went through with it. I personally recommend that you wear protection at all times. It might hurt your partner's feelings, but your health and the health of your future partners is really much more important. And you don't actually need to see symptoms for you to potentially be a carrier of a disease you don't even know you have. So bag it up. Alright? Then we get to the actual proposition of trying to get someone who you might know, you might not, but you want to have casual sex with them. You think it's hard trying to propose a date to someone? Try this out for size. Hey, so I really like you and I want to be inside you, but once I'm not, then I want to be inside other people and maybe inside you later. But we won't be dating. Is that cool? A lot of people are not going to want to be in on that. The best way I've found to do is to know the people at least slightly well so you can scope their reaction. And if they seem interested, if a little foreplay is happening, just tell them the truth. Do not under any circumstances lead them to thinking that you might want to be in a relationship if you don't want to be one, or that you're in one with them if you don't want to be. That's called being an asshole. If you haven't proposed it by the time you slept together, propose it straight after. Say, hey, do you want to do this again sometime? And she might say yes and she might say no. If she has said yes, congratulations! You've unlocked the achievement of casual sex. 20 gamer points for you. If she says no, don't let it get to you, and above all, don't take it personally. She wants different things that may change later. And you might change later. It doesn't matter. Find people that want to have sex with you casually. If they don't want to do it, don't force them, don't try and persuade them, let it go. The trick to getting casual sex is persistence and not being afraid of what you want. And I really want to make it clear that this video applies to everyone. Guys, girls, transgender, marsupials. If you want to have casual sex, please just go and do it. Have fun. Sad as it is, in this society, someone is going to judge you and you are going to need a thick skin. But guess what? If someone calls you a slut or a whore because you're going after what you want, then they're really the kind of people that you don't want to associate with anyway. First, tell them that there's nothing wrong with those words. Slut means that you have a lot of sex, which means you probably have more sex than them. Second, a whore is a paid professional who can probably suck dick better than you. Which is funny because you can go ahead and suck mine, motherfucker! Fuck the judgmental, ignorant folk that are judging you for what you're doing. They're not worth your time. Good luck and have fun. Adios.